What's up, my beautiful people? It's Friday. We made it through another week, and I hope you've been encouraged this week. I know I have. All right, let's dive right in. Look at what this post has to say. At the heart of every problem is a heart problem, and only Jesus can change the heart. He's the solution to the world's problems. Check out the verse that I chose to connect with this. This is Jeremiah 17:9. And it says, the heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? The heart is deceitful. A lot of times people say, follow your heart, follow your heart, follow your heart. No, don't follow your heart, follow God, because the heart is deceitful. The heart will trick you. The heart will mess you up. Don't follow your heart unless you have the heart of God, right? If you've allowed God to penetrate your heart, to change your heart, then follow what is within your heart because it is what God placed there. But for the most part, our hearts will lead us astray because we haven't surrendered our hearts to Him. When I think about this post, I think about something my pastor taught us a while back. There's a verse where Jesus is explaining to His disciples that if you look at a woman and you lust after her in your heart, or you lust after her, you've already committed adultery in your heart. You haven't done the act. You haven't committed the act of adultery, but you've done it in your heart if you look at a woman. So he says it's better for you to pluck out your eye than for you to burn with all of your parts. If your right hand offends you, cut it off. It's better that you go to heaven with maimed with one arm than to go into hell or go to hell with both hands. And here's what that verse is saying. If I pluck out my eye because I have trouble looking at women and lusting after them, and I'm a married man, now I have one eye, but I keep looking at a woman with the other eye. So what if I pluck out this eye and now I have no eyes, but yet in my imagination, I can still see everything? It's not an eye problem, it's a heart problem. What if I chop off my hand? Am I still stealing with my other hand? I'm still doing corrupt things with my other hand. I chop off that hand, I have no hands. But now I'm using my feet to do the dirt. It's not a hand problem, it's a heart problem. So the problem that most men face, it's heart. It's what's in our heart. So the greatest thing we can do is surrender our hearts to the Lord, to allow Him to lead our heart. Because then what used to be deceitful will now be honorable. A heart that was once deceitful will now become a heart that is honorable, that is holy, that is righteous, because we've surrendered our hearts to Him. Surrender your heart today. The best day to surrender your heart is today, right now. Because again, the problem you're facing might not be what you think it is. It's a heart problem. And here's the crazy thing, as this post says, only Jesus can change the heart. As much as we want to help change people's hearts, they have to be willing to surrender their hearts to Christ and let Jesus change it. You and I had to do it. They've got to do it. Now, what we can do, we can pray for those. Pray for them that they will come to a point where they want to give God their heart. Because no matter how much you try to show them, their issue, our issue, is a heart issue. It's a heart issue. So I pray that this verse today, this post today, encourages you that, one, if you have not given Christ your heart, surrender it today. Two, if your heart has some kind of way veered off path, that you will rededicate your heart to the Lord today. Don't wait until tomorrow. Tomorrow's not promised to us. Your heart is at stake. That's the reason why the enemy is after your heart and the Lord is after your heart, because whoever conquers your heart has the final say in your destination. God wants to save you and have control of your heart to lead you toward Him. The enemy wants control of your heart so he can lead you away from God. You get to make that decision. But remember, it's not an eye problem. It's not a hand problem. It's not a job problem, a spouse problem. It's not any other thing other than a heart problem. And if you get your heart right, the rest of your life will line up just fine. It was a great week, guys. I pray that you were blessed. I pray that you were encouraged. I pray that you will take a moment to share today's video with at least 3 people. 3. Share it with 3 people. Encourage them today. Have a great weekend. I look forward to seeing you next week. We have a lot of great videos coming for you then as well. Watch it, share it, and live it. And let's get busy living the life. God bless you.